Hey guys, I'm Hound. Welcome back to some more analysis videos. In this video, we're going to be going over the Dragon Special for April 2021. We're going to be going over the 5 units you can get through Worm Sigils, which are Urius, Forte, Gabriel, Menoetius, and Azazel. Gabriel, Menoetius, and Azazel have a rate up. Urius and Forte do not. So let's start with Menoetius. Menoetius Raging Wind is a wind dragon. He has 369 HP, 127 strength with a minimum might of 268, 292, and a max might of 1095, 1343. His skill is Menoetius Devastation, SP cost 30. Deals 1 hit of 2,304% wind damage to the target and nearby allies, and inflicts Storm Lash for 21 seconds, dealing 41% damage every 2.9 seconds with 120% chance. His abilities are Wind Strength and Water Res, and Wind Vengeful Strength and Counter. Wind Strength and Water Res is if the user is tuned to wind, increases strength by 50%, adds 15% of water resistance. And Wind Vengeful Strength and Counter is if the user is tuned to wind, deals 1 hit of 2,753% wind damage to surrounding enemies, and grants the user the deranged thrill effect for 45 seconds when they are hit by an attack that inflicts an affliction. During deranged thrill, the user's strength increased by 25%. Deranged thrill will not stack, and after activating, this ability will not activate again for 20 seconds. So, Menoetius, I mean, he's a wind dragon, but as far as wind dragon goes, it's hard to, top, Midgard Zero, or, Reborn Zephyr. So, there's not really a reason to go for him. He's permanent, so you might end up getting him eventually anyways. Next we have Gabriel, the Blessed Angel. 370 HP, 125 strength, for a minimum might of 269, 294, and a max of 1095, 1343. Which is almost the exact same. Her skill is Angelic Devotion, deals 1 hit of 1,722% water damage to enemies in line, inflicts Frostbite for 21 seconds, dealing 41% water damage every 2.9 seconds, with 120% chance. Her abilities are Water Strength, if the user is attuned to water, increases strength by 60%, and Water Gabriel's Favor. The user attuned to water activates the Gabriel's Love effect, where their HP is restored. Gabriel's Love increases strength by 10%, defense by 50%, and grants a one-use shield that nullifies damage with 10% of the user's maximum HP. The shield can stack with ordinary shields. Gabriel's Love will not stack. Its effects are lost upon taking damage, and after activating, this ability will not activate again for 10 seconds. So, Gabriel's pretty good, but Gabriel's pretty good, but I wouldn't recommend summoning for her because Gaibina and Krydna are so busted, and they're also permanent, so you might get them eventually, so I can't recommend going for Gabriel. Next we have Azazel, a winged rebel. He's a shadow dragon. HP 368, 128 strength, 268, 292 base men. Max is 1096, 1344. His skill is Merciless Doom, deals 5 hits of 200% shadow damage to enemies in the line, inflicts poison, dealing 219.1% shadow damage every 2.9 seconds for 30 seconds with 120% chance, and increases the entire team damage against poison enemies for 15% for 40 seconds. Abilities are Shadow HP, if the user is tuned to Shadow, increase HP by 30%, and Shadow Skill Haste. The user is attuned to Shadow, increases skill gauge fill rate by 35%. Now, Azazel he's pretty good, but again, as a permanent dragon, I can't recommend going for him because you could get him at any time. This whole banner is basically just bait for the Elementary Escapades banner. Let's go over the two adventures you can get, Urius and Forte. Urius is a water wand, so he's like competing with like Lily. I can't think of who else. Lily. He's competing with like. Let me think. He's competing with like Lily, Pipple, and Pipple is like all the meta. 449 HP, 306 strength for max 750, max 511, 376, 2501. He's an attack unit. His skills are Unknown Order, deals 4 hits of 321% water damage to the target and nearby enemies, increase the user's inspiration by 1 stage, and raise the user's Dragon Drive gauge by 530 UTP. The skill is used during Dragon Drive variant called Tentacle Phantasma will be used instead. Tentacle Phantasma deals 4 hits of 337 water damage to the target and nearby enemies. Frostbitten enemies take 4 hits of 539.2% water damage instead. The second one is Seeker of Truth, deals 4 hits of 354% water damage to enemies in the line, inflicts Frostbite, dealing 28.7% water damage every 2.9 seconds for 30 seconds with a 120% chance, increases the user's inspiration by 2 stages, and raises the user's Dragon Drive gauge by 530 UTP. The skill is used during Dragon Drive. A variant called Tentacle Mirage will be used instead. Tentacle Mirage deals 4 hits of 447% water damage to enemies in the line. Frostbitten enemies take 4 hits of 715.2% water damage instead. His co-abilities are Skill Damage, increases attack skill damage by 15%, benefits your whole team. And Water Dragon Haste, if a team member is attuned to water, increase their Dragon Gauge fill rate by 20%, benefits your whole team. His abilities are Abyssal Dragon grants the user a Dragon Drive gauge and changes the Shapeshift button into a Dragon Drive button. Tapping this button activates their Dragon Drive. During Dragon Drive, the user's skill damage will be increased by 35% and their skill gauges will fill 30% faster. He has Burn Res, which reduces susceptibility to burning by 100%, and Skill Prep, which fills 100% of skill gauges at the start of quests. He has a Dragon Drive, which allows him to unique transform instead of Shapeshift. These are UTB instead of Dragon Points. Urius is just, I can't recommend going for him because you have like Pipple, who's like super meta. There's like Forger Cleo if you have her. Then there's like Lily. Let's go over Forte. Forte is a Dark Lance, so she is like competing with Lothna and Patia and Botan. She has 448 HP, 306 strength, for max of 748, 511, base minimum might of 376, base max of 2,499. She's an attack unit. Her skills are Dragon Brood Demon Spear, which is shareable. Deals 2 hits of 567% shadow damage to enemies in the line. Poison foes take 2 hits of 737.1% shadow damage instead. Her other skill is Flawless Formation. Deals 4 hits of 632% shadow damage to enemies direct ahead. And increases the user's strength by 20% for 15 seconds. Changing direction is possible during the attack. Her co-abilities are HP, increase HP by 15%, benefits your whole team. And Shadow Dragon's Claws. If a team member is attuned to Shadow, each shapeshift increase their strength up to 3 times per quest. On first shapeshift, strength is increased by 10%. Second is 20%. And third is 35%. Benefits your whole team. Her abilities are skills, Shapeshift Prep, fills the user's Dragon Gauge by 4%. When using skills. This does not include weapon or dragon skills. This is also not affected by Dragon Haste. Paralysis Res, reduce susceptibility to paralysis by 100%. Poison Punisher, increase damage to poison enemies by 30%. Forte, I mean, she can do work, but like, I would just recommend using Patia because she's easier to get. Overall, I think this banner is just really bait, and you probably should not summon on it. I would not consider it worth it. But if I had to pick a character for you to sigil Eldritch, to use her worm sigils on, I would go for Azazel. And if you already have Azazel, then go for, like, Gabriel. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Remember, like and subscribe if you want to see more. Peace.